Blessings. Welcome to today's Law Enforcement Daily Devotional. We are in Deuteronomy chapter 32 through 34, and we're finishing up Deuteronomy today. And it's bittersweet because we are moving out of the Torah or the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible. These 5 books were written by Moses. God spent a lot of time with him in the tent. Giving him this information, and Moses wrote it down and wrote these first 5 books of the Bible. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of great law enforcement takeaways. And as we close, Moses also is getting ready to close. He's closing out this chapter of life on this earth and ready to move into the next chapter with God. So in chapter 32, verse 1 through 43, Moses writes a song. And you may wonder why Moses wrote a song. Think about what your favorite song is. Growing up, my favorite song was Margaritaville by Jimmy Buffett. Okay, don't judge me. Okay, I loved that song. I've got a lot of favorite songs, but growing up, that was it. And I could sing every word of that song and can still sing every single word of that song today. Songs are a powerful way to commit something to memory, words to memory. And so this is what Moses is doing with this song. He wants the Israelites, as they move forward into the land of Canaan, he wants them to remember what God has done for them and who he is, because remembering this will be paramount for their future. There's a verse in there, verse 4, that is actually my favorite line of the whole song. And it says, the rock. God was the original rock, the rock. The rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are just. A God of faithfulness and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. A God who is just. There is no injustice in God whatsoever. We, being law enforcement, are men and women of justice. We're peace officers who carry out justice. Yes, we have to enforce laws, but the goal is for justice so that people can live in peace. I mean, that's what we do. So I love the fact that I serve a God of justice, and I have lived a life, not a perfect life, and not carried out perfect justice, but a life in pursuit of justice, just as I'm in pursuit of God, a God of justice. I hope it's as cool for you as it is for me. Anyway, okay, chapter 32, verse 52, God tells Moses, for you shall see the land at a distance. Now remember, Moses had struck the rock at Meribah and brought forth water, and he did something there that just angered God, and God said, okay, you're not going into the promised land because you did this. So here we see God following through, and he tells Moses, you will not see the promised land. You'll see it from a distance, but you shall not go there into the land which I am giving the sons of Israel. So in Moses' lifetime, he will never enter the promised land. Now, God loves his children. He loves Moses. Moses eventually makes it into the promised land, and Moses eventually gets to see this land flowing with milk and honey. It's in Matthew chapter 17 when Jesus is on the Mount of Transfiguration. Moses is there. Moses finally makes it into the land. I think that's so cool. Chapter 34, verse 9, talks about Joshua. Moses knows he's fixing to die. He knows he's at the end. So he turns the leadership over to Joshua. And God approves of this by laying the spirit of wisdom on Joshua as he takes over this leadership role from Moses. Really cool endorsement from God. So from this point on, we're going to move into the book of Joshua. as Joshua leads the children of Israel into this land of Canaan, this land of milk and honey that God has promised them and that they've waited for 40 years wandering in the desert to get into. I can't wait to get into it with you, and we're going to start that tomorrow. Read ahead, read Joshua chapters 1 through 4. We'll get back together tomorrow and we'll see what kind of law enforcement takeaway there is in the first 4 books of Joshua. So be safe.